Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings. We generally like to talk a lot of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we're going to be continuing our countdown of our top 50 dexterity games of all time. We have made this video before, as you probably already know, but there's so many different dexterity games that have been released subsequently that we thought we would treat you with a revised list. So let's stop arsing about and crack on with this list, right? Bollocks. So number 30 on this list is a game by a pioneer of the YouTube board gaming reviewing community, right? It's a game by Scott Nicholson. It's Gone. In this game you'll be chucking some cubes into these cups, yeah, trying to bid the most cubes to take control of cards that have got different types of commodities on them. You'll get different amount of points depending on what different commodities you've got, and you'll get points as well for the countries that they come from. This game is a complete and utter frenetic experience, yeah. The wonderful thing about this game is that one person is in control of the time limit. You'll have to count from 1 to 10, but they can do it as fast or slow as they bloody well want, right? So you don't know whether or not you're going to be allocated a lot of time or whether you're going to be given bugger all time to get those cubes into those cups, yeah. We love this game. We've actually upgraded it so you can actually play with 7 players, right? This is not ever going to leave my collection. In fact, to stop anyone else getting hold of it, I will be cremated with it. So there you go. So next game on this list is a Korean game that's made out of plastic. It's probably the only game that we know of that gives you an axe to play with, right? It's Clack Clack Lumberjack. In this game you will build a tree stump out of these little plastic bits. You've got these tree stump and the tree bark that goes on the outside, and you'll take the axe and you will tap the tree stump in the hope that some of the bark falls off, and that will give you points. If you knock out some of the actual stump itself, then you will get -5 points. There's also the addition of these little grub stickers that are on the inside of the bark, and if you get one of them, then that will either give you more points or maybe it will give you another go, right? So the only bummer about Clack Clack Lumberjack is that the axes aren't very sharp, so I can't cut anyone's head off. But if I wanted to do that, I'd probably just go into the kitchen and get a bread knife, you know what I mean? So number 28 on this list is another game by Habba. You're going to see a lot of these Habba games on it. This game is called Dancing Eggs. This is essentially just a box of rubber and wooden eggs in an egg box, right? You'll also get a die in the box, and you'll have to roll the die and it will tell you what you got to do with the eggs. Maybe you might have to bounce the egg and catch it. Maybe you'll have to put the egg in between your legs and run around the table. This game is insane. It is hilarious. It's so simple, yet it's so effective. Everybody that I know who's played this game loves it. They go out and buy it themselves. Word of advice: do not try and cut costs by using real eggs. We've tried it and it didn't end well. So next game on this list is a flicking game called Karambiolash. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I pronounced it wrong, I'm sure some fucker will tell me in the comments below, right? There's 2 versions of this as far as I'm aware. There's just bog standard Karambiolash, and then there's Crash Cup Karambiolash that lets you race around a track. Essentially what you've got is a shoelace, and you'll be pinging these discs with the shoelace, trying to knock them against blocks of wood to score points. The Crash Cup one has a few variants, but essentially it's just a race around a track. We really enjoy this one. I think it won the Kinderspiel des Jahres or something or other way back in the day. It looks really, really old-fashioned. Do we like the original abstract one or the Crash Cup version? I don't know. They're both really good games, and it's well worth checking out because I'm sure this game costs absolutely nothing to pick up. So number 26 on this list is a game that did win the Spiel des Jahres back in, hang on, 2002. Fuck me, was it that long ago? I can't believe it. But yeah, Via Paletti is a stacking game that sees you take these basically cylinders and you'll be putting them out onto these plinths, building the plinths up, but you'll have a hook that will aid you in trying to take away your own coloured cylinders to place on higher levels. This is the same as all the other stacking games. If you knock over the structure, then you will lose, everyone else will win, but it's got the added intrigue of the builder seal. So if you knock over the structure, then the player who's holding the builder seal will win the game, right? There were raised eyebrows, I remember, when this one won the Spiel des Jahres way back when, but I don't really give a toss what anyone thinks. I like it. It's just a shame, again, it only plays with 4 players. We would enjoy a party variant of this where you could maybe stick 2 sets together, or maybe if there was a bigger set with extra colours that would allow 8 people to play, it would be better. But we're stuck with 4 players, and yeah, I really like it. So the next game on this list is quite a charming little game. It's called Catch the Moon. In this game, you'll be arranging a structure made out of ladders. You'll have to roll a die. It'll tell you whether to add another ladder, whether you've got to balance ladders on other ladders, or whether or not you've got to place a ladder in a way that it doesn't touch any other ladders. This is a really nice take on the sort of via Paletti stacking genre. It's quite intricate in the way that it's made. We've broke a few ladders because it is quite delicate. If you're looking for a novel twist on these Jenga style block stacking games, this one, because it uses ladders, you're going to need not only a steady hand, but you're going to have a steady brain to figure out where the best place to put these ladders is going to be. And also the theme, whilst it's not particularly engaging, it is still quite prevalent in the way the game is constructed. So yeah, it's got a cute theme and it's got some nice mechanics, and it is a genuinely interesting concept, and we do enjoy this one a lot. So 24 is actually 2 games. You've got Ice Cool 1 and Ice Cool 2. This game is about flicking penguins around a school. One person's going to be the runner and the other players are going to be the catchers. The runner will have to try and evade the catcher and also go through different gates to collect their fish, right? If they do that, then they will get points, and if the catchers catch the runner, they will get points as well. They released Ice Cool 2, which is essentially just a carbon copy of Ice Cool 1, but you do get to put the 2 sets together to make one huge course. One of the nice things about this, it's called a box within a box type game, so you will have all the different rooms of the school will be placed into the box, so the box becomes a game. If you are quite skillful, you will find a way to actually flick the top of the penguin's head to make it jump higher, and you can go over walls that way. So it is quite skillful, but it can be a little bit frustrating as well, because sometimes the penguins do develop a mind of their own and just go wobbling away into the corner, and it's very difficult to get them back into play, right? But that doesn't matter, because Ice Cool is fucking awesome. So number 23, is it number 23? Yeah, number 23 on this list is a game that we had to get imported from the United States because I don't think you can get it over here, but it's a game called Sorry Sliders. This is a game where you will have the little tokens and they'll have a little ball bearing in the bottom, and you'll set up a course and you have to flick them down this bowling alley type thing, and you'll try and get them into a certain position that will give you points. It's a bit like tabletop curling, but there's loads of different variants. You can play with up to 4 players. Whilst it's got the same scoring mechanism as Sorry, it's absolutely nothing to do with that lump of shit game. Yeah, it's an excellent dexterity game, and it's just a real tragedy that people in Blighty can't get their mitts on this wonderful game. So if you want it, you're gonna have to go on eBay or somewhere and pick it up from the United States and pay all that import tax that you love to pay. So number 22 on this list is a game called Bonk. No, it's not that sort of bonk, it's this sort of bonk where you will be taking ball bearings, you will be rolling them down this runner in the hope that you can hit a wooden ball into your opponent's goal. All the time they'll be trying to do the same to you. This game plays up to 4 players. It doesn't last very long at all, well, especially when I play it, because I'm complete and utter dog shit at it. This was also released under the name of Rollet or Rollet. Wherever you live in, you might see it as that. The fact that these type of dexterity games play up to 4 out of the box is a godsend, and yeah, Bonk is really, really good. So number 21 on this list is, again, it's 2 games. It's Flick 'em Up and Flick 'em Up Dead of Winter. Flick 'em Up is set in a sort of a cowboy genre. Flick 'em Up Dead of Winter is set in the Dead of Winter zombie universe, right? This is a scenario-based flicking game. So you'll take all the components. You're playing with the original Flick 'em Up. You'll set up like a cowboy town with cacti and bandits and things, and you will have these little tiny cylinders that you will use as bullets. You'll flick them and you'll try and shoot the bad guys or the good guys if you're the bad guys, and you'll try and complete the requirements of the scenario, right? This is more style over substance for me, but the fact that the theme comes over really strong, it is amalgamated with the mechanics so successfully. Some of the misgivings with some of the rules mishaps and some of the unclear instructions, they can be pushed to the wayside, because I love flicking games, and I like flicking games that have a bloody good theme as well. So it doesn't really matter. The original Flick 'em Up has a couple of expansions like Red Rock Tomahawk and Stallion Canyon. The Flick 'em Up Dead of Winter is sort of like a standalone thing, so which one you get depends on whether you want a bigger experience or just a run-of-the-mill experience, yeah, but even so, it doesn't really matter which one you get because they're both bloody good. So there you go, that's another 10 of our top 50 dexterity games. Join us next time for 20 down to wherever we get to. Before I start to want to puke on my carpet, even though I haven't got any carpet here. I might just go and get a bit of carpet so I could be sick on it. So yeah, there you go. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment and like this video and all that bollocks, and we'll see you next time.